Hello there! I'm on a 3-day camping trip. We're going to go to a lovely little place over here where we're going to do some fishing for trout, and we're going to have a nice time. I'm knackered already and I'm only like 500 metres from the car. But I thought I'd share this trip with you guys because this place is awesome. This is the behind a place called Storeflotten. I was here a couple of years ago and it was awesome. So let's get over there. We're going to do an overnighter. This is going to be magnificent. Right guys, so I followed a path down from this hill here, and there's kind of like a road here, or path, you can clearly see it, that goes down by this little ravine, and there's a little river. This river actually goes into the big lake, right? So on my Norwegian Carta, that's what I use. I like to use it because it has a GPS function. Even if you don't have internet, you can still use the map, so it is absolutely awesome for this kind of stuff. I'm actually seeing some footprints here, and anytime I've been over this side, I've never actually been to this place on foot before, but I've been here plenty of times in my kayak. The fishing is amazing, right? So I'm really stoked for this camping trip. I cannot wait to see the water and see this area, because this is Norwegian forest in its prime. It's just awesome to see. Look at all the birds, you can hear birds singing, trees everywhere. Now the rule in Norway is, if you want to have a fire, it's really not acceptable any other time of the year unless it's raining, snowing, or if you're right next to the water, right? So we're going to be right next to the water, and look at all this lovely firewood just lying around, waiting to be chopped up and collected. We will of course be hoping for a fish dinner, but I have provisions. If I don't catch anything, I have quite a few ready meals, right? So as I said, we're going to be here for 3 days. Let's enjoy this trip. What a slog that was, trying to come down through here. I see a lot of it has been deforested up the top. I don't know if that'll make it easier for us to go back a different way. But here's the lake, and bizarrely there's a power cable here that is probably been used at one time to go a hitta, but there's not a hitta here because I've been up and down here before. Right, so there's the water. Let's get down, guys, because I need a rest. Oh, I'm tired. I should have worn my boots today. I've worn my trainers, and they are waterproof and stuff, but they give you like absolutely no ankle support. Yeah, I should have, for this, the weight that I'm carrying, I should have used my boots, because also around here it's quite boggy, and I think the Norwegian word is mere, and I think, guys, there might be a term called stuck in a mere, stuck in a mire maybe. It's probably the same word, means stuck in a bog or whatever. Anyway, let's get down to this. Oh, let's get down to this bloody water and get set up and relax. Alright guys, we are finally here. That was some bushwalk through those woods, and I can see a few options for a campsite here. All the way over here is one that looks like it's used pretty regularly. On that hill I can actually see a fire pit and stuff. This part here doesn't look like it is really flat enough, but the place I want to try and check out is just along here, because as I said, I've been on this lake a few times fishing from my kayak, and along this edge along here it is fairly deep. You're talking like 4, 5, 6 meters deep, and for example this little bay here is shallow, like I could walk in it, right? So ideally, if we're going to be camping anywhere, I want to be camping along this side today. So that means we might have to do a little bit more bushwalking, but I think what I'll do is I'll leave my gear here like this, and we'll go see if we can find a spot, and then when we do find a spot I'll come back and get this stuff, because yeah, it's just too heavy to carry. Like guys, just getting over little stumps like this with that backpack on is quite the chore. Let's get on with it. So I'm a little bit further along, and you can see what I mean, guys, with this is not really a spot for maybe using a tent. It is all just a steep incline, right? So if we find anything along here, it's going to be special, that's all I'm going to say. And I can see why the fishing is so good along this side. You just watch me not catch anything now. I can see why the fishing is so good along here, because people just are not willing to take this hike. But surely she's got stuck.
Get back in there, you wee bastard.
Right, so yeah, let's find a bit along here. I'm desperate just to get a rest. Alright, so I found this little bit here. Someone's obviously camped here before. There's a bit of log to sit on. There's been a little bit of a fire pit. There's loads of deadfall behind us. The view is pretty much non-existent. Like, I would struggle to fish through here, even cast. Yeah, there's, I don't know, it doesn't feel right, this little site. Let's try the next one, if there is a next one. God, there's so many spiders' webs. You expect that in a forest where not many people walk through. This spot is looking quite promising here. It's in the open a little bit. Oh, let's see, could we possibly put a tent here? Oh, look at this. Look at this. Yeah, this could be the spot. I can't see how I could put a tent here though, that was the only thing. This could be the fishing spot. Let's walk a little bit further along. This bit is promising. It's a nice flat bit over there, but I think that's where people go. It's nice to get that breeze. It's actually very warm here. It's about 22, 23 degrees, something like that. It's a shame this isn't flat, because this would have been perfect. You see it's bumpy, it's all up and down, up and down. Couldn't possibly put a tent here. You know, if I was able to hammock camp, this would probably be a good spot. But the problem I find with hammock camping is I'm a side sleeper because of my back. My back was really bad, and yeah, there's no way I can sleep on my side. I can see a lot of little fish down here. You might be able to see them because we have the refractive lens on. See all the minnows down there? That's a good sign. Lots of little minnows. There's a lot of them. Trout will munch them up. I've got to get a good feeling about this little spot here. Let's have a little walk further along yet, and I'll see if I can find a spot that's better. What? Could we make this work somehow? Probably not, unfortunately. But this is definitely a fishing spot, because this is what we're talking about, where we see, I see more of the fish along this edge from that corner down to this little bay here, all the way along here. This is where I was seeing a lot of the fish the last time. The last time I was here I caught 20 plus trout, guys. Pike, perch. You can see all the minnows as well. Hopefully that lens is doing its job and you can see through that glare. You see all them there? Maybe not. Alright, let's get our ass into gear and find a spot, because yeah, I need to get fishing, I think. I need to get fishing. Alright, we have reached the end of the path here. I don't want to bushwalk through that, so I can't camp here either. The ground's not flat at all. It's a shame. Someone set a fire there at the base of that birch tree. Yeah, so let's go back and we'll see what is the other way. Right, see if we can find a bit, because I know in that little pinnacle that stuck out that I showed you in the beginning, I know there's spots there for sure because I've been there before. But it just means we'll have to walk around a little bit to fish, which is okay by me as long as the campsite's okay. Let's get back over there. I'm nearly back to where I was before I dropped my pack. This terrain is really tough on the old legs. Just look how much deadfall there is. Trees snapped, stuff crossing the path, branches that can poke your eyes at, branches that can stick you in your leg. God, I can't wait to get over there and just relax for a little while. By the way, it's when I've come along here I've seen 2 fish jump as well, so the fish are here. We just need to get our ass in gear and get camp set up and get some fishing done. I don't know if this will come out in camera, but I can see something there shining. Let's go and inspect to see what it is. It looks like some kind of shiny surface. It's terrain, Jesus. Smart in the face. Oh. You know what that might be? It might actually be a canoe, or a kayak actually. Looks like a canoe. Let's go and have a look. Yeah, it is a canoe. It is a canoe. It's pretty newish as well. Plastic's still quite good. Rope looks quite new. Someone's stashed it here. Let's not disturb their belongings. Finally we got here. I'm not used to that bushwhacking, guys. Yeah, the site is okay. Let's have a little look. I'm going to spin the camera around you slowly so you can see for yourself. It's on a point, so we have water all the way around, which will be good for fishing. It also means that we can get a little bit shelter from the wind no matter what way it comes, because it's meant to be rainy and windy. I don't know if it's tomorrow night, but we might not be here tomorrow night. We might actually move again, because as I said, I'm staying here for a couple of days. So let's have a little look around. First impressions, guys, on the floor. Let's have a little look. Campfire. Someone's left a can of cola here. It looks pretty faded. Look at it. It's still got cola in it, not been opened. See, what does it say on the bottom? Is that 31st of the 12th? 21, so it's out of date. Probably still alright. Right, so we have a fire pit here. And we have a fire pit over there. And yeah, we have at least, from what I can see, at least 2 decent spots here for a tent. This bit here is flat. I can easily just clear that ground, or that bit over there is flat as well. You see it? Let's have a little look, because this is probably where it's going to be, unless I decide to put my tent on this little bit shrubbery here, because it does actually help a little bit, makes it a little bit softer. You see here, this is probably acceptable for a tent as well. Fire pit, tent. Let's have a little look around, guys, because yeah, I have been here before, but as I said, I was here with my kayak, and it was at least 2 years ago. And yeah, I swore to myself then that was an awesome trip. This was before, it was before I got this operation to fix my Graves' disease. I think it was like a month before, actually. So the island I camped on before was way over there. You see it? And it was awesome. It was awesome as well. And I did come across here and look at the place. And there's plenty of fishing opportunities and stuff here as well. I have actually caught fish here too, from the kayak. So it'll be interesting to see. Look at all this baby perch. Hopefully you guys can see that with this lens. I think you might just be able to see something. But yeah, this looks real promising. Look at this. We're into deep water straight away. I'm actually roasting hot as well, guys, so I think what we'll do is just go around this little pinnacle, see what we're going to see, and then I'm going to think about setting up the tent. I have to change this top. It's quite stinky and wet on my back from carrying stuff. And yeah, then we should think about maybe getting some firewood. There's plenty of wood just lying around all over the place, which is not uncommon, but normally when you find sites that are used a lot, the firewood will be sparser and whatever else. But yeah, we can bushwhack around to get some more wood, because I do want to have a fire. If we catch a fish, we're going to be having a fish dinner. And yeah, let's just get on with it instead of talking. Let's do it. Moose poop. There's actually a bit here for boats to tie it up against. There you see it, see the iron circle. Another little decent fishing spot here. Let's go over here. This side looks pretty deep. As I said, guys, I have been here before, so I know how deep the water is on this side. It's reasonably shallow. And here to about a metre, you get lily pads and stuff here, and then it drops off all along this edge. But yeah, let's get our stuff set up, because it's meant to rain today and don't want to get caught. So I had to hurriedly get the tent set up there because the rain came on, and then as soon as it came, it's gone again. You can see what an awesome day it's turned out to be again. I did notice, guys, over here there's quite a few trout jumping just out here, but yeah, here's the tent. It's the Naturehike outdoors tent. It is as good a pitch as I probably could get. I wanted a view, but that's not something I'm going to get here because the terrain is just too rough, as you can see everywhere. But this is probably as good as it's going to get. We have a little fire pit here. I'm going to get my gear in here, guys, and I'll show you after, but yeah, let me just show you the inside of the tent because it's quite cool. It's quite spacious. It's meant to be a 2-man tent, 2-man at a push. The ground is a little bit bumpy. I can feel the odd bit of bump here, you see it. So this is where my back, my head normally would be, so this is going to be my feet end. My head end is going to be up here, searching for pine cones. I did all the usual clearing the ground. It's always a good practice to clear the ground a little bit anyway, because you want to get rid of leaves and whatever else, because that's where the ticks like to live. Talking about ticks, I haven't seen any today at all, and I think I've seen one mosquito so far. Touch wood, if there is wood, touch wood in the ground, lots of wood. But I have DEET, and I have you know, one of those canister things that you put on top of your gas, and it kind of burns a little blue paper and it makes this smoke. Well, I have that as well. So yeah, let's get this set up because I'm dying to actually just maybe take my shoes off and go and put them in the water for a little while, because I'm quite exhausted from that little trek just getting here today, and we have to actually start processing some water because I do have a little bit left there, but yeah, I need to prepare some for later. Maybe get a couple of litres of water, just prepare. I'm going to put it through a Sawyer squeeze, which I have in my bag, and that will do. Yes, let's get to it. I'm going to fill the tent and then I'll be back in a second. Alright guys, this is the setup for doing the water. You can see I normally drink this water all the same. What we're going to do is we'll take that nozzle off here, we'll put on the Sawyer Mini onto this, and we're going to squeeze the water from this bottle into this one. We might have to do it probably a couple of times because yeah, it can be quite strenuous. What you need to do is physically put it between your knees like this and squeeze really hard, and you can process water pretty fast that way. Maybe take 5 minutes to fill that bottle, and then it's drinkable. Let's do this. Alright, so there's a little bit pollen on the surface. Let's just brush it out the way a wee bit, because there's going to be pollen in the water and everything, guys. So this is what our little filter is going to filter out. Blah, 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 blah. And then we'll put our lid on. Let's see if we can put it between my knees. We can, because I'm a genius. I can't tell if you're in in frame though. Wish I should check this, make sure there's no tadpoles. Right, and then you basically take your container that you're going to fill up. All this stuff, guys, gets treated with bleach tablets and stuff before every trip, right? So it all gets disinfected, right? So I'm not going to like poison myself or whatever. You can see the setup here. It doesn't look like much, does it? But you can see the water coming out. Obviously, when I'm not holding the camera, I can squeeze much harder. You see it? You see it filling up? Now you do get bladders and stuff that you can use to do this by gravity, but yeah, it's just another thing to carry, I reckon. So I'll be here for like 10 minutes and then I'll be right back. Right guys, so there you have it. There is our probably 1.5 litres of water. Let's get back up to camp, because yeah, I can tell that I need one of these electrolyte drinks now, because I feel exhausted today. Little bushwalk that we had earlier on has really taken it out of me. I mean, I can feel it in my legs and my feet, and I just need that little boost of energy. So maybe some peanuts, little electrolyte drink might make me feel a little better there, because I want to start doing some fishing, because there is a lot of fish here. I'm not going to say they're huge, but there is a lot of fish here. So let's get this done, get fishing. Alright, let's see what we've got here with my little folding cup. We're going to put some water in. Always gets bits of dust in it. Let's see, we don't need so much water, maybe half a cup. Something like that. So, right, so we're going to use our electrolyte drink here. Let's put our lid back on. I probably didn't bring enough of these drinks. I normally take one every day, but today was extra strenuous, so yeah, I should maybe bring more next time. Alright, let me see. In you go. And this will help me with my electrolyte imbalance if I have one, because I do feel pretty rubbish. These are also my tablets I take for my thyroid, because I don't have a thyroid, so I need to take these every day as well. We also have some painkillers. This is just some other stuff that I didn't show you. My phone, glasses, this is all stuff that was in this little bum bag as well. Extra little bottle of water. I have an idea for the bottle of water that we might try as well, because that was a little bit tough filling this up. We might try and make some kind of drip system with the other bottle. Just cut off the base, fill it up with water and let it drip in, something like that. Okay, so we have some chocolate here, some nuts. Let's find a seat, guys. Because I am really struggling. I didn't think it was going to be this bad. My body is just exhausted. You probably heard how bad my breathing got there. That is why I have to take these electrolytes. I don't know what it's called. It's called POTS. Something where your blood vessels don't contract properly or some crap like that. Anyway, so hopefully this helps me. Because I am knackered. So let's see. You bubble away there, little fella. Let's check out this chocolate, because I did notice that it is a tad out of date. 18th of the 9th, 21, but it is chocolate and it is dark chocolate, right? So normally this stuff can keep quite a while. Let's have a little look. As long as it's not green, it will be fine. Let's break a couple of bits like this, and we'll see. This chocolate number, yeah, this is fine. If it had been like really white and mouldy looking, I wouldn't have bothered, but yeah, this looks perfect. Huh? You see it? Looks perfectly fine and edible to me. That could be all I was needing, some energy inside me. It's not just that as well, I can feel it in my back and my legs. And hopefully it's a little bit easier to get out of here than that, or I will be in trouble. Because that was really not enjoyable, coming in to a spot like this. That's probably why, though, that there's so many fish here, guys. I'm not kidding. Even down there when I was collecting water, I could see the fish jump. Behind me, just over my shoulder here, I could see the fish jump. So once we get our energy back and our energy drink into us, electrolyte drink I should say, give it maybe about 30 minutes and we should see if we feel a little bit better. I hope I do, because I wouldn't like to be this, I don't know, energy zapped, and it's the first day I haven't even started fishing or nothing. So you see, because when I come with the kayak via the water all the way along here, kayaking is much easier, guys, than bushwalking through terrain with weight. It's much easier. I could carry all this stuff and not even feel it in my kayak. So the sooner we get the car fixed, or the car, basically what it was in a nutshell is the car came back to us fixed. It cost £12,000, guys, to get it fixed. That minor crash in the back with the motorbike, but that's what you have insurance for. They paid for the whole lot. But when it came back, there was still some scratches on it, so that is why I don't have my normal car today, and I've had to be dropped off by the hire car with the wife today as well. So yeah, it's what it is. Otherwise I would have been with the kayak, but the hire car doesn't have a tow bar, so I couldn't bring the kayak. I just couldn't bring it on the trailer. Yeah, but it is a nice place. A little bit tough to get to. but it's a nice place. Anyway, I'll stop blithering. Let's get this fishing going for F's sake, Mark. Right guys, I am pretty confident that we will catch fish today, so I think we should go and get some wood, because if we catch some fish we're going to have a fish dinner. And there's no wood in this little peninsula at all, so yeah, we're going to have to go off it. But there was a lot of dead wood all up here, all over the place, right? So we're only going to need 2 or 3 decent sized bits to have a fire for the dinner and for tonight. So let's have a little wander and see what we can see, because yeah, as I said, there's like virtually nothing at all over here. We can find the odd bit of dead wood, oh, like that. Why not bring it back with us, right? So I'm going to go up here, probably try and grab maybe 2 or 3 big branches. I have my little saw with me, and we'll see what we can do. You'll never see that bit where I fell. You'll never see it. I'm going to cut it out. Oh. But let's get this fishing started. I have my wood prepped, and yeah, I was thinking we might go with a very small spinner to start with, because I want to try and get distance doing this, because yeah, we want to make sure that we catch some fish. So I do have little floating plugs and stuff, but that is not for now, that's for maybe later. Hopefully that camera doesn't fall over. Right guys, so I have 6 kilo braid in here, I think it's 5.5 kilo fluorocarbon. And the reason I'm using fluorocarbon as well is because it's very hard for pike and perch to bite through. Right, so this setup, when I'm in my kayak, the exact same setup, I never break off with pike, never. Right, and you guys have seen my previous videos of the size of pike that I can catch. So yeah, we're going to go for a basic setup here. The loop that goes from the braid to the fluoro it's basically like a big giant loop knot. One day guys I'll show you, because I actually had to find it yesterday, because I couldn't remember how to do this. Now it's been a while since I've been fishing, and I couldn't remember how to do it. And it's as simple as tying, like looping a big loop like this, and then looping itself through like 7 or 8 times the line. Right, it'd be easier if I show you, but I'll wait until I break off or something, or before we do. Right, so let's get our line on. Just going to make sure that the eyes are set up properly and the line is going through all the eyes, because sometimes, you know, it's like I'm a bit blind, I miss stuff. We're also going to set the drag, guys, right now. Right, so why are you not setting drag? Don't tell me you broke it. There you go. It's been a while since this has been used, at least a year. And so to set the drag, you just simply tighten it up and then you pull, and you wait until you hear the drag and you pull it. Right, so I want at least a few kilos on this. So it's starting to go, it's still not quite. Let's maybe tighten it up. See it? So I want it to go so that the fish can't possibly break the line. That's the whole point in the drag. So you go against the fish, pull, it starts to pull back, and there you have it. This needs oiled, I can tell by the way the line is a little bit, it's a little bit juddery. Right, so what I'll do next, guys, here is I might find somewhere else to put you. Right, we're going to put on the little spinner and stuff, because I'm aware that the sun's right behind me here. 1 second. Alright, hopefully you guys can see something. Yeah, I still haven't been fitted for glasses properly, so I'm just doing this on the fly here. Hopefully I can actually see properly. I can. So here's all my lures that I use. This is the stuff I typically use when I'm kayak fishing, and I would definitely go for something like a floating jointed Rapala like this, because they move awesomely through the water like this. It gives it a little wiggle. But today, because I'm going to try and get a little bit distance, we are going to try a tiny spoon. Right, and this is a more silled This thing is really, really small, you see it? It is bronze and black, and it's, I think it's 6 grams. I can't, let me see if I can read it. Yeah, maybe you guys can read it, I can't really see. Yeah, it's 6 grams. I could just make it no more, that's how bad my vision still is. So I've had the operation on my eyes, but I need glasses so I can actually see stuff. Right, so let's get our line like this, and we're going to pass it through the outside of the eye of the actual lure, right? Because you'll see here I've taken all of the hooks and stuff off. We're going to go for a different way of doing this. Go through the top. God, it's so hard to see. Is it through? I think it is. Right, and then we're going to go through the bottom, the buttocks. Right, and that means that the hook that we add on here, it will stick out from the top here at an angle. It's just a perfect angle. If you put it on the other way around, the hook will be on the inside here and it can foul onto the line, right? So that's why we do it this way. I pull it along because this is the beauty of this rig, is it actually moves up and down. And it gives you a little bit of play with the fish. Right, so next we need to see if I can find a treble that is not attached to anything, which might be a bit difficult. I didn't think this through. God, what a great video. Right, so let me see, we have some trebles here. My eyes are really bad. Does this one have a barb? Now, because we're fishing for food, we want a treble that has a barb. Right, and I know this sounds a bit bizarre, right, but when the last time I was fishing, we didn't use barbed trebles. I lost a lot of fish. I think I hooked 2 and lost something like 10, right? So in a food situation, yeah, you really want the fish to be caught as soon as possible and dispatched, and then you know what I mean. Right, so let's take off this little ring. There's a tiny little ring. Hopefully I can do this. My vision is just, is it going to be good enough to see this without glasses? So the situation with my eyes is I need to go back to the optician now because my eyes have healed. Well, my left eye has healed. And yeah, we need to get glasses properly fitted. So I do have temporary spare glasses there in my bag, but it's just for like looking at my phone and stuff. Right, so here is the little hook. If I can see this, it's going to be hard. Okay, so we're going to do a half blood knot like this, you see. Half blood knot is just loop, hold it here with your fingers above the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, and then you're going to grab the loose end and then you're going to pass it through that little loop. If I can unhook myself, if I can see this, please let me see this. Right, so I'll know if I've actually done this. I can't actually see. I think I've done it. Right, so I'm going to grab this little loose end and I'm just going to put some saliva on it. Like so. And then we're gently going to pull the line together like this, you see? So it goes a nice little knot. Right, and that is pretty strong. And I'm going to cut this just up here somewhere because yeah, I can't really see what I'm doing. Blind boy. Can I see it? Yeah, I can a wee bit. I can a wee bit. So I'm going to do this into the tackle box so the spare line goes in. Into there. And this is what our setup looks like, guys. Like this. So basically we cast this out. There's no swivel. We cast it out. And we should be able to get a decent distance with this. Maybe about 50 meters, it should be enough. If it's not enough, we can go to one that's slightly bigger. There's like this, maybe something that is 12 grams. You're more likely to catch trout with these smaller ones because they're a bit more picky. Let's go do some fishing. So let's see if we can pick a spot. I am seeing fish come up over here, all around this area here, but I've not seen anything decent sized yet. But so we're going to head out to this slightly deeper water. Can you see over there? There's another one come up right there. We're going to go to this slightly deeper water because Yeah, I want fish for food, and we need to be a wee bit picky here. We might not even catch anything. That's the beauty of fishing. Troll plane in the sky. Oh, let's see. Oh Jesus! Look at this. Look, you see the fish coming up right in front of me here? I wonder, guys, if we can put a lure across it right now. That fish came up right at the side. I probably need to get down just a little bit or it's going to see me. Right, so I think, see another fish come up over there as well. Right, let's just go in here. Because I can't hold the camera. Oh yeah, the water is much deeper on this side. It's really deep, you see it? So let's just put you guys down for a second. Hopefully this will be high enough here that you can actually see stuff. I just had another trout come up somewhere next to me, but I can't see it. Did you hear it? Somewhere here. Alright, let's see. Hopefully you guys can see a wee bit of something. So I'm just going to give it a fly cast. Oh, that cast is like a dream. That's the beauty of these braves and fluorocarbon and stuff. So I'm not going to give this much time on the bottom. I want fish to come up and grab it. And we'll see. And so I have quite a long leader on this. But you guys can't see anything at all. I have quite a long leader. It's at least 6 meters. So let's see. Nothing following it. Nothing. So that's what we're going to have to do over and over and over and over again until we catch something. I feel a bit dizzy. Yeah, it casts quite well. Let's see if we can do you as the fish camera cam like this. You guys are like Earth and Hellmark, put us down. Can't actually see anywhere here where you guys might see. You might get a little bit motion sickness. Oh, that was a nice trout that came up behind it. Did you see that? Right guys, what I'll do is I'll come back if there's any action, because I'll get motion sickness right now. Alright, back in a minute. Alright, I have tried everything fishing. I've tried a couple of different types of lures along the bottom, slow, different sizes. I've even tried float fishing, 2 different types of float fishing as well. It's been a couple of hours since I last talked to you guys, but they're just not biting at all, which is odd because I am seeing fish, but it might be fingerlings that have been stocked into here. But what is also odd is I'm not even getting any perch or nothing. So as what it is, it might not be trout dinner tonight. It could still be a fish dinner because I think we have salmon and torsk dehydrated meals there, right? So that is probably what we're going to do. I don't know what time it is, but I probably should think about eating something soon because it must be near dinner time actually. I'll keep you informed if we catch anything. That fire will be going on, but yeah, as I said, it never rains but it pours, so it's just starting to rain again. And yeah, it is what it is, guys. You never always catch fish, and it's bizarre because this is the place that a couple of years ago I was catching loads and loads and loads of trout. Again, from the kayak trolling. It's the only thing I haven't done today is trolling, and it's just not the same trolling from land. You can't really do it the same. Like I can go hundreds and hundreds of meters trolling and maybe get one bite. But doing that from the land, you're like talking 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 casts, and it's just not the same. So anywho, I'm not sure if the fire will be going on, even though I've prepped all the wood. It's just ready to go. All we're missing is fish. I don't want to put the fire on if we don't catch anything. So yeah, I'll let you no go. I'll let you go, no go, you go. I've lost my mind. As you can see, it's not quite going to plan today. No fish at all, so I will definitely move from here tomorrow. I think I might try and walk around the other side. It's a little bit closer to one of the roads, so then that would take the, you know, the bushwalking element out of it a lot for the last day, because yeah, I really don't fancy walking through all those woods again. Today has been, I don't know, it's been much tougher than I thought, and I think, guys, that's a lot of it's down to me physically just being really badly out of shape. I was actually shocked how sore and tired I was earlier on, and just little things like trying to get up off the ground. And oh, my coughing as well. It reminds me, I mean, I've just recovered from having COVID as well, so I'm not sure if that's anything to do with it, right? So probably is. Yeah, but we must bash on, because I've been wanting to come camping for a long time, and COVID kind of put a spanner in the works a little bit. And you know, I want to experience the rain outside in the tent and at night time, and catching fish and just being out in the sun and, you know, being in the fresh air. And so hopefully tomorrow is a wee bit easier. I think we'll make that a point, that we will make it a wee bit easier. The other thing, guys, is little basic things like when I got here, I didn't change my socks to my camp socks. And if any of you guys know that, you know, like if you do a lot of walking and stuff, your feet get quite sweaty, right? And I think that was a bad idea that I kept those socks on for so long, because normally you would take those socks off and you would air them out, let them dry out a little bit, and then the next day you could use them, put your camp socks back in as just your normal stuff. That's my dinner overflown a wee bit there. You can hear it. So yeah, we are on the noodles for our dinner, chili flavoured as well, so I should be nice and warm. I have plenty of films and stuff to watch as well, some comedies, the new comedies on Netflix. That's the thing I love about Netflix and a lot of these newer apps nowadays, is you can actually download a lot of this stuff, put it on your phone. A lot of people don't want to take technology and stuff with them, but I do. I would miss movies and all that kind of. I don't miss the internet here. There is internet, but I'm not using it at all. I'll watch some programs and whatever else, and that is it. There's the rain on again. I have my little peeky hidey hole bit here just to look at, to see what's happening out there. Maybe the rain's on heavy again. You could probably hear it too. Yeah, but it is what it is. If anything else eventful happens, I'll put the camera back on, but right now nothing's happening at all. I did actually check the fishing rod again like 10 minutes ago when I went out for a pee and stuff as well, and not a single bite. It's bizarre. Place like this where I had so many fish and then nothing at all, especially when I'm seeing a lot of these small ones, and then not to catch nothing is just weird. Anywho, I'll see you in a little bit. It's been a little while since I did a little update. It is about 9:30 at night. Still very light. If it wasn't cloudy, it would be just like normal daylight, because in Norway it doesn't really get dark in the summer. At like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, it's basically daylight again. So yeah, it's one of the things I love about here. Got the puffy on because I'm getting a wee bit chilly. Yeah, I thought I'd come outside and stretch my legs, because I've been stuck in that tent for a couple of hours with the rain. As you can see here, it's been pulling up all over this. And Nike waxed this, was it last year or the year before? You can see how the water just lovely beating up, doesn't stick, doesn't soak in. But you can see one of the big downfalls with this tent. Look here, that's the inside wall when the door is open. So if I don't see that it starts to rain, this whole front part here gets wet. So that is the one drawback of it all. Alright, my water's nearly boiled. Let's have a little look. I'm going to have some cocoa just before I hit the sack, I think. I plan to get up reasonably early tomorrow, because I want to be able to get through all the woods and stuff, and you know, and find a good spot for the next day's camp. I'm just going to let that sit in there. Because we have fished for a couple of hours, bait fishing, not a single nibble. I didn't see a single thing hit the float, nothing. So I've just taken it out of the water for the night. I'm not going to leave it overnight just in case something else decides it wants to eat the worm. But yeah, it's very, very odd. All that time, not even like a perch or anything, small fish, nothing at all. I brought the worm in. It looked exactly the same as when I first put it out in the first place. But yeah, it is odd. The only thing I can think of is maybe it's the pollen, because I did notice here that there's a ton of pollen in the water. Let's have a little walk over here. Maybe you can see it as well. Just as I say that, I see a big fish jumping away there. This is where I was catching them out that distance before. Just out there. There was one jump and then there was another one right behind it as well. So it could be I'm just in the wrong spot. But yeah, there's a lot of pollen in the water. And that could be why a lot of the smaller fish are not eating anything, why I'm not getting nibbles and whatever else, because they probably are full with pollen. So we walk in this corner because it's starting to get still. Oh, look at it over there, it's so dead. This is the time when if you're going to see fish jumping, you will see fish jumping. Let's head over to this bit over there because it looks spectacular. This is one of my favourite places to come, but the next time I will definitely be bringing the kayak, because I just prefer it. It's easier for me to get here. It's better fishing. If I don't like a certain spot, I could just put my stuff in the kayak and head out again. But let's have a little look at this view here. Isn't this cool? Have to watch that it's not too slippery because it has rained quite hard. Yeah, I tried all along here as well. Float fishing, bait fishing. Nada. Nothing. Let's see if anything will come up when we're here. It'd be kind of cool if something did. Some of you guys might recognise, where is it now? That place over there. I think it was a while ago I did the video. Guys, I'm not even sure if I put that video on YouTube. It's the one where I was hammock camping. I think I did put it on YouTube. It was up that hill there and then up onto a lake onto this ridge. Did we catch that fish jumping right there? I think we did. It was a big trout as well. I'll have to see if I can get that on the replay after. It made quite a big circle anyway. But yeah, we camped our way up there and it was freezing cold at night time. But yeah, that was much earlier in the year, last year, than it is now. But I love this place. I love it. Look at it. Spectacular. So these, or this lake I should say, it is like a chain of lakes. Goes down here, there's a little river at the end here that goes to the next lake. It's not as big as this one, but they're a chain of lakes, so it is possible if you have a kayak to go portaging through them all. But I like the easy fishing and stuff, so yeah. This is what it is. Try to see, come on, any more fish? Before we go to sleep, before we get our cocoa. You see all the pollen here as well, see it? Guys, let me know as well how well this glare filter has actually worked. I can probably see with my eyes if I turn. Oh my god, what a difference. I think that is it going off. Let's put it back on. You see how much of the sky it makes disappear? Kinda. Yeah, it does a little bit. It does a little job, I see. Anyway, we'll go back. I think I'm going to watch a movie or something. I've been watching, what is that, a series called God's Favourite Idiot. A couple of episodes. It's just slapstick humour, which is all I want to watch when I'm out here anyway. You don't want to be watching like horror films and whatever out here when you're on your own. Because I can become a big feardy. Feardy means I was going to say another Scottish saying, a big girl's blouse, but I don't know if that is just Scottish or not. Anyway, let's get up there and we'll have our cocoa before we go and watch film and hit the sack. Take 2, because we had SD card error there. Guys, I like to want to show you what it's like inside, because this is one of the things that I want to see on people's videos, is how they set up the inside of their tent when they're living it, how they manage their space, right? And the reason I want to see this is because I want to see if I can pick up any little tips and tricks. But one of the things that always bugs me is obviously you have no kind of furniture in here, right? So you have nowhere to place things. I don't have a gear loft in here. I kind of do here, but it's not really useful for anything. So I like to have my pack in the corner like this, right? This is my British Army rucksack, and it's basically if I need something from it, if I need food, it's that pocket. If I need midget spray, this pocket. If I need waterproofs, etc., that pocket. If I need anything else, painkillers, whatever else, it's that pocket up there. It also serves as a little table to hold your phone, because yeah, I like to watch movies and series and whatever else in here, because you can't always be outside all the time, right? As I said as well, it's like 10 o'clock it must be now. So there it is. I thought I'd show you this. One of the other things I do is, guys, I have a Gore-Tex jacket that I bring. It's my rain jacket. I actually bring it as part of my bedding as well, because if I am too cold at night time, I start to put my layers on, as in my thermal layers, the stuff that I normally use for sleeping, they go on. My layers, like the one I'm wearing right now, my puffy jacket, it goes on. My trousers will go on if I start to get too cold, and then I have my down, my sleeping bag, and then like the really last kind of things, and it's probably the only other things I can do, is my Gore-Tex jacket on top of me as well. And yeah, no, if this doesn't work, I have other things, like I have numerous buffs, little beanie as well, gloves. I know it seems excessive, guys, but if you get cold when you're camping, it's just like you're just miserable. So yeah, that's why I put so much effort into my sleep system, because I want it to be comfortable as if. I also have a pillow here that has a I don't know what you call this, what are these called, the toque or something like that. I have lots of them because they have different uses. I have it over this just because I like the feeling. It's almost like a pillow. I have a fleece blanket here as well if it gets too cold, and yeah, that serves me perfectly. Alright, so guys, the other thing as well, guys, I must mention here is, what I see a lot on videos is I typically won't watch a video if it's a day camp. If they just go out with all their gear and they set up and then take it all apart and then they just go home again. That's not my kind of video. I want to see them actually using their equipment and their tents and their whatever else, and you know, in the morning, tell me, how did it work for you? Can I get ideas from you? That kind of thing, right? So that's why I do it this way. Alright, I'll see you in the morning. Have a nice rest if it's whatever day it is for you. Blah, 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 blah. God, I hate these glasses. I can't wait to get my prescriptions ones, either the throwaway plasticky ones. Hello there, good morning. That was a good night's sleep. I think it's like almost 10 o'clock, so I slept for a long time. In the night I had quite a few cold spots on my back, so I think the next time I'll swap out this silver foil liner for one of those thicker foam mats, or I'll try and do something else. So it's time to get up for a coffee. Oh, I could still sleep for more, but I want to do a bit of walking today. Oh. It's time to get some coffee and put on our old socks and yesterday's t-shirt and pack up camp and move to the next place. I haven't decided where we're going to camp yet, but yeah, it should be a blast. So I have a coffee on the go here. It's one of those Nescafe 3-in-1 deals. And you know, all day yesterday I wasn't feeling coffee at all, but I'm feeling it this morning. let's get down here and sit in the sun for a little while and heat up, and we're going to discuss the plan for today. A gorgeous morning. Let me show you. Isn't it beautiful? So the plan today, guys, is to get all this gear parked away. We're going to do that kind of sharpish this morning, and then we're going to head bushwalk through all this forest all along here. Hopefully it won't be too difficult. I've never been along that way, so with a bit of luck there might be a few paths. And then we're going to go across to the other side over there, and we'll see. It's meant to rain this afternoon, so I'm not sure if I'm going to set up a tent sharpish, you know, like set up the campsite sharpish, or just keep on walking around. The plan is, guys, to make the last day as easy as possible, because yesterday that was a struggle and a half for me, and it was only about 2.5 kilometers, but a lot of it was through a dense forest, which I'm just not used to walking through. I don't know if it's my lack of physical condition or if it's just because I've just come out of having COVID or whatever, but yeah, yesterday was really, really tough. Thankfully this morning I feel fully fit, so yeah, let's finish this coffee breakdown camp and hopefully not do too much bushwhacking. You know, guys, I actually forgot to mention what these actual bushes are here. These blue bushes that you see everywhere right there, everywhere in Norway. These are actually blueberry bushes. Now you can probably just see, if I get close enough to one of them, they're just starting to form, right? And the one that's right next to it is cranberries. But I can't see any cranberries on these ones. They're the darker ones. But yeah, that's quite good. So if you have some needs for some little bits of fruit and stuff, look out for blueberries. They're awesome. I'm knackered. Just a little update on the walking. I decided against bushwalking out along the side of the lake. It was just too tough. So, to show you how tough it is, guys, I would rather walk through this constantly but be able to see where I'm going rather than bushwalk, because bushwalking is just see, when you have to bend over under dead trees, dead fall, like branches in your face and everything. Almost swore the effing branches in your face. Yeah, I decided to look at Norgescart again and just pick what I thought would be the easiest way for me to get back on the road that goes around the lake, right? So this one, I think it says is about 500 meters from where I am. It doesn't sound a lot, but when you're walking through this crap, it's a lot. It should be up here. And I'm thinking, hopefully, with a bit of luck, it's at that tree line. See the big, where's my road? Here somewhere. That tree line, somewhere up there. Hopefully will be the road, because I'm just going to follow that path up. My legs are knackered. And I'm noticing it's not just my legs. The main issue is how sore my feet are getting. You know, when you put them in different angles and stuff, how sore my toenails and stuff are getting. And any bits that I had that were hard calluses from walking, they're basically falling off. My feet aren't wet, but I think it's probably just due to a lack of walking. The other thing as well, guys, is, you know, one thing I forgot to bring was some kind of tape in case I get blisters and whatever else. That could be a big issue later on. Hopefully I don't get any, but yeah, if you start to get the little burny spots on your feet, you should stop, tape them up and continue your path, because they will form into blisters, and blisters can become a right issue eventually. You can see a weed in here, the lake behind me. Yeah, I'm going to stop blethering because I want to get up here and I just want to get onto the easy walking again. So things are never as straightforward as you would expect, right? So on the map when I left the campsite, it said about 500 meters this way was the road, right? And you thought, yeah, just a little bit bushwhacking and it'd be pretty easy, right? So I've just crossed a bog here. Right, my feet are pretty drenched. Right, you can see how thick the forest is coming through here. And now I have to try and climb up here, which is not going to happen. But guys, I'm kidding. There's a bit right next to it here. It goes up here. You can kind of hear them really out of breath and whatever else. And the issue, guys, is when you're going on unstable terrain, right, is stability in your feet. I didn't know mine was this bad before. Right, especially when you've got a pack on your back as well. Just like standing on a log, it is different to standing on a log when you have, you know, no weight on your back. Like, see right there, it keeps on pulling me backwards. So yeah, let's get up this little hill here, and we should be at the road, and then the long walking starts, but it should be easier because it's a road. Whew. Finally we get up the top of that hill to this road, guys. Way over there at the end of the road, I don't know if you can see it, there's a lake. That is where we've come from. Right, on the map it shows about 500-600 metres, but no way, that's a good kilometre at least. And then you add into the fact that it's not a straight line. It's a bushwhacked through all of this, and then been through all the meres, and now I'm on the road, right? But the road is longer. It's much longer to get to the same spot, but it's flat and there's no bushwhacking. That's the thing that destroys me, is the bushwhacking and the God, I'm so knackered, and the constant like abuse of your ankles, and you know how sore your toes can get and stuff. So as soon as I find a nice little bit along here, I'm going to take a break, refresh my water if I can find a stream or something. Yeah, that was tough, but you can see why now. Nobody goes there because it is so hard to get to. So that is definitely a kayak fishing place. Let's bash on. Right guys, I have walked an extra, I don't know, 4 or 5 kilometres down to the bottom of the lake. Yeah, that little bushwhack that we did there, that added an extra kilometre onto the distance for the total. So I think right now we're probably at maybe 7 or 8 kilometres in total just walking. But I thought, here, right, we need to get water anyway. There's a little bridge here with the stream and whatnot. There's a little path that goes down here, right, and I've always wanted to look down here just to see that because there's another lake here I've never seen before. And I thought, yeah, let's have a little look, because I can see through the trees that it's not that far and the road is pretty decent. So yeah, let's have a little wander down here. No bushwhacking, we'll have a little view, and we'll replenish our water, because I need to, I'm out of water completely. Yeah, I want to get to wherever I'm going to camp today before 3 or 4 o'clock, because I can see the cloud is starting to get, the sky is starting to get a little bit cloudy. And yeah, I don't want to be putting up my stuff in the rain. It's not like a big issue, but it's just I want to be reasonably dry. Let's have a little look at this lake down here. Alright, this is more like a pond than a lake. I think this does end up going into a bigger lake, but yeah, I'm not walking through. This is a bit boggy bit here. And I can feel the mosquitoes and stuff on my neck right now, so yeah, we're going to continue along that road that we were on for at least another 4 or 5 kilometres, and then we're going to set up camp, and then we'll maybe get some fishing done, cook some dinner and have a rest. Alright guys, a slight change of plan. Oh, my feet are so bad. My wife can't come until 8 o'clock tomorrow, but she can come at 4 o'clock today. It's just to do with her shifts and stuff. So yeah, I think I'm going to actually just head home today, just because I don't want to wait the entire day tomorrow, because I'm literally like a couple of 100 metres from the car park over here. So if she comes to get me when she finishes, I can be home in like 30 minutes versus me waiting in a spot I really don't want to camp anyway. This was like a last resort type thing, and you know what I'm saying, it's like it's just easier because I'm so tired, my legs are so effed. I'll be surprised if my toenails are actually still on my toes when I go home, because my toes have been that bad. Yeah, it's better just to hit it in the head, hit the nail in the head when you're you know, like struggling a little bit. Don't be ashamed to say struggling a little bit. I've been really struggling today, guys, you probably can tell. It has been, I don't know, a good 10 kilometres with that pack. Has just been murder, absolutely murder. It's quite a lot of the times I've actually felt like just giving up and giving up and giving up, and like just stopping completely and like collapsing, and I haven't. And You know, I've been sitting there for like 30 minutes just speaking to the wife and stuff, and just getting back up is a real struggle. My muscles are effed. I am oh, you guys will know what I mean. This was my first trip this year, and it's after having COVID, and I was already out of shape in the beginning. So yeah, I'm going to head home. We're going to get some nice warm bath or shower and some lovely nice food, and yeah, just probably fall asleep in in a couple of hours, I would imagine. Anyway, if you enjoyed today's show, I know it's not been the best camping trip ever. If you've enjoyed it, then please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next camping one. No, not happy shrimp keeping. Jesus, man. Happy camping.